Hello, this is great, this sucks, and here's how I know. Keywords. After trying hundreds of products, I've discovered a few keywords that separate the peaches from the prunes. Now don't get me wrong, most of what you'll read is the wateriest of marketing drivel, but a select few terms can be found or conspicuously not found, and that illuminates a quality choice. Take your helmet. Like onions and parfaits and Shrek, it has layers. Padding is the part that touches your face, then there's foam, finally a shell. For padding, the keyword is removable. Wow, such wisdom. Everybody and their grandmother knows about removable padding. Cheap sewn-in liners get smelly and loose, and there is nothing that you can do about it. So we choose a helmet with removable pads. The more the better, as in the more articulated the fit, the better your helmet stays attached to your head. We can also replace those every few years to help keep the helmet snug. Everybody knows this stuff. But exceptional buyers will know that an exceptional helmet has removable layers inside removable pads. Customizable peel-away foam is quite expensive to make, but the manufacturers that pony up are offering supreme fitment. Now, for the foam layer, your keyword is dual density. Now, almost every helmet is going to use EPS foam, expanded polystyrene, but a nice helmet will use two layers, a lighter one for the smaller impacts and a heavier one for big impacts. See, minor knocks are better handled by the low density EPS since it's softer on your head. The heavy density stuff will give your noggin more of a smack, but then again, you also need that to kill the big impacts without killing yourself. All of that to say, if a manufacturer is bragging about using EPS foam, whatever, and they better say dual or even triple density if we're to expect anything special. Most often, however, manufacturers will try to impress with their shell. Everything is aerospace grade, injection molded baloney. Only 4 keywords matter. Thermoplastic is one to avoid. It's heavy and it cracks into large pieces, not the most effective impact dispersion tactic. If a manufacturer refuses to say anything about what their helmet is made from, odds are it's thermoplastic and it sucks. Polycarbonate is your second keyword. And polycarbs are just a skinnier species of thermoplastic. A bit lighter, a bit costlier, but really, it's the least a manufacturer can do. Fiberglass is keyword number 3, and it tends to crackle in all directions instead of simply cracking. That disperses the impact across a wider area, so more EPS foam gets to share that load. Fiberglass is therefore safer than polycarb and again, lighter. Your fourth keyword has an identity crisis. Aramid Kevlar, carbon fiber, blah. Let's break it down. Aramid is the parent group for a bunch of synthetic fibers. Their favorite child is Kevlar, a bulletproof trademarked type of aramid. Even if you don't plan on getting shot in the head, Kevlar is great because it has huge tensile strength. Compression strength blows, mind you, so aramids have to be backed up with something else in helmet shells. That something else is usually carbon fiber. And knowing all that is just mental masturbation. You only really need to remember when you see aramid or Kevlar or carbon fiber, you're getting more strength than fiberglass for 20% less weight. But here's the kicker. A fancy shell does not usually mean a safer helmet. I mean, sure, carbon, fiberglass, they're definitely more effective than thermoplastic and polycarbonate, but most of the time, manufacturers are going to use these expensive shells to get away with less EPS foam underneath. And that creates a slimmer helmet, a lighter helmet, maybe a helmet with more room for vents and for visors, but at the end of the day, no safer. Put it this way, if you hand over your firstborn for a top-of-the-line helmet, you'll notice the difference while riding. Maybe not while crashing. So, how do we know a helmet is safe? Snell, ECE, and DOT. Decipher these keywords for the answer. Snell gets you onto racetracks. They require the most impact absorption from a lid, so Snell helmets are the largest, the thickest, and according to them, safest. ECE disagrees. They think big helmets impart too much torque onto your neck, so they favor a slimmer, lighter lid with slightly less impact attenuation. ECE is the most used certification worldwide, so if you're planning on circumnavigating the globe, well, there you go. DOT is a dinosaur. We just dropped an asteroid of a video on it in hopes of pushing the outdated standard towards extinction. It's sort of latently dangerous, like lead-based paint or asbestos. If you see that a helmet is DOT approved, know that it'll make you legal in the States, but otherwise, there's nothing to be impressed with. 2 final keywords, and then we're done with helmets. Shell size. Now, most manufacturers will save money by using one shell for extra small and small, then another shell for medium and large, and again one for everything XL and up. So if you have an extra large noggin, but you're sharing a shell with triple XLs, well, that helmet's gonna look a lot more bobbleheadish than it needs to. The best helmets use a bespoke shell size for each head size. And that way everyone gets the slimmest possible outline. The last keyword is gram. If a bucket is legitimately light, the company will brag about it in grams, or pounds and ounces if they're annoying. Every other helmet is gonna call itself lightweight, but without a number attached to it, that means precisely dick. For reference, a really light half helmet is around 800 grams, an MX bucket 1200, properly lightweight full faces 1400 grams, ADV helmets 1500, and your lightest modulars come in just shy of 1600 grams. And that is how we spot a peach. Removable pads with removable layers. Dual density, EPS, not a thermoplastic shell, maybe polycarbonate if the price is right, fiberglass, carbon fiber, Kevlar, or aramid otherwise. We want Snell or ECE, not DOT. We want a shell size that matches our head size, and we want lightweight given in grams or we're not buying it. I wish companies would stop trying to trick us on this stuff, but they won't. Here's one particularly scary example. CE stickers. Easily the sneakiest, most misleading tool in the manufacturer's arsenal. Marketing departments love these because they make the buyer think the garment's safe. But actually earning a CE rating for personal protective equipment is hard and expensive, and companies care more about profit margins than me and you. So what they do is they just ignore the tests, and then they attach big CE labels that only refer to the armor, or maybe only the reflectives, or maybe even just the dye used in this little piece of fabric. Whatever, a lot of CE labels you'll see on motorcycle gear actually have nothing to do with crash safety. Sneaky bastards. We can poke a peephole through the wall of bullshit with our keywords. EN 13595 and PREN 17092. These are the actual relevant CE ratings for protective motorcycle garments. If you want something that's been slide tested, you need to see this or this. But wait, the sexy world of CE codes, it doesn't stop there. EN 1621-1 refers to body armor, EN 1621-2 covers spine protectors, and EN 1621-3 chest protectors. Those are the keywords that actually mean something. Any other CE label on your jacket or pant is a red herring. If you care about all the sub-levels, press pause. Too late! We've turned our head to more interesting horizons, the FortNine glossary of garment keywords. Leather. A purposely vague term, meaning it's probably goat or cow. Both are just okay. Kangaroo leather. All right, so you're a racer then. Kangaroo leather's flexible stuff. Deerskin. Kinda weird to ride around in Bambi, but it keeps you lightweight. Full grain. An unsanded leather that retains maximum strength and breathability. Top grain. Meh. More uniform, less patina. You can still slide for days. Split grain. Oh, so you don't want to keep your skin. Ballistic nylon. A basket weave. Doesn't mean shit. Cordura. A fabric brand name. Also doesn't mean shit. Denier. The only thing that makes Cordura or ballistic nylon mean shit. Denier is a measurement of fabric mass. The higher the safer. Ideally over 1,000. Polyurethane. A cheap undercoat used to lock nylon threads in place loves to melt into skin during a crash. A good nylon should have less than 20% PU. Super fabric. Bulletproof grandma. It's usually a Kevlar-type textile covered with a bunch of tiny ceramic pottery. Bulletproof grandma.
Gore-Tex.
Stay dry.
Hypertex.
Stay kinda dry.
Waterproof.
Define dry.
PVC.
Definitely not dry. Polyvinyl chloride is a cheap way to spray something and make it waterproof for like an hour.
Ventilated.
That's misleading. Jacket fronts are paneled and pocketed, so it's easy for manufacturers to sew umpteen vents here, trying to fool us into thinking, wow, how ventilated this jacket must be. But unless the air has somewhere to go, like a more expensive underarm vent at the side or an exhaust vent at the rear, it's not gonna keep you that cool. And we're done. I'm glad to have made this video because it occurs to me I spend a lot of time giving people fish. This is a good helmet. This is a quality jacket, blah, blah, blah. But if we could teach people to catch their own fish, there should be a saying about that.